Hello, happy Friday, everybody. It is so fun to see all the names going by that are part of the Broken Chapter Society. It's really fun. We already have over 230 members, which is blowing my mind. Thank you to everybody who has joined. And honestly, no pressure if you don't want to join or it's not your thing. It's really like just for everybody who wants a little bit of extra. Um, for those of you that did not hear about the Broken Chapter Society, we are doing the membership for Broken Chapter Society here on YouTube. And as we progress, we will be adding that a portion of that membership to both Discord and to my website. And there will be a login when it comes to that. But it's just going to be, we start it small to get it going, and then we're going to add and add and add. If you did join at the Guardian or Curator tiers, then you've already got some shorts, YouTube shorts that I put up this week. And then I've had some posts and some polls to help me pick the Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw alternative cover, which has been fun. It's been really fun so far. And this is just the beginning. And I've been doing some things behind the scenes. So I think I mentioned this last week that I have hired an artist to create a backdrop for the website, which is going to be magical library with some potions and antique books and all things like that. I also have an actress who is working on some behind the scene things. There's lots of really fun stuff coming, and it's going to be, I think, just both creatively fun and fulfilling, and also just it's making me smile all week long. So thank you to everybody who has joined or been a part of it already. And we're not going to talk about this all day today like we did last time, but I just wanted to mention it. There is a link in the description for if you want a direct link to join. And then also, if you see beside the word subscribe, there is a join button, unless you are on an iPhone in the YouTube app, in which case you cannot join from the app. You have to go into a browser and do it. Waiting for your BCS velvet robe with hood. That would be so cool if we could do that for sure. Maybe someday. We're going to have, I've already started ordering things that are going to go out in the mail. And everybody who has joined so far is an official founding member, which you're going to get some exclusive things, not only in this first month, but also in perpetuity, as long as you're a member of the Broken Chapter Society. Whenever I send stuff out in the mail, founders will get some extra stuff. And you'll have until October 31st to become a founding member. So it's going to be awesome. I love it. If you're on any phone in the app, it won't let you join. Even Google, even though this is a Google product, that seems very strange. So maybe you can't join in the Google or in the app, even on Google. I don't know. I didn't realize that. Yay, welcome 6. I've been so giddy. Another thing that makes me giddy. So today we're going to just kind of have a random chat. So I do actually have a poll that I set up. I'm going to see if I can start this poll. Is it working? I can't tell. Is that coming up? Okay. So I have put up my first ever poll that I have never done this before. So I was like Googling how to get it done on what type of vlog topics you are most likely to want to see in Spooktacular. So, hold on. Sorry. It's playing in the other tab. My bad. The poll showed up before I mentioned it. Yay. I would love to know, just in general, which topics you're most excited to see. I have finalized our schedule for Spooktacular, and we're going to talk about that. I don't know if the poll will let you pick multiple. So see if it'll let you pick multiple. If not, pick the one you're most interested in, or let me know in the comments that you like them all, like all, please. That would be great. Yay. Welcome, Angel and Kristen. Thank you so much for joining. I was on my Galaxy phone and it wouldn't let me join, had to go to the computer. Yeah. So I think what happens is the apps in the App Store take a percentage of purchases created through the apps. So the apps don't want you to be able to join, because then then a portion of the proceeds goes to the App Store, but it's just kind of weird because Google owns YouTube, so whatever. Okay, so all and anything. Thank you. Love them all. Hey, Holly, how are you? Okay, it's only going to let you pick one. Pick your favorite one, and we will kind of see where we end up. Writing life routine. Writing life is winning so far. I thought it would be fun to do some vlog content around the things you guys most want to see, but we're going to really have an amazing spooktacular ahead because there is going to be not one watch party, but 3 watch parties. There's going to be Twitch streams all month. There's going to be special Broken Chapter Society events. There's going to be vlogs every weekend. And I actually spent some time this past week, probably a couple of hours, depending. I've spent a couple of hours this week just going through and saying, okay, what do we want to do? And it ended up looking like this, like so much going on here with me trying to like figure out what I wanted the schedule to be, talking through it with George. And then when I finally put it into my calendar, it looks like this. It's going to be a busy month, and I am excited for it. So I don't have an actual calendar yet, but I'll just give you a few tidbits since we're almost to October. And instead of doing Spooktacular the last 13 days of the month, we're going to spread it out throughout the entire month of October just to make it more sustainable for me. And I'm doing Preptober as well. And I have all those videos planned, and the planner is almost finished. It's going to be awesome. There will be yes, we're going to play. I'll tell you about that in just a second. It's going to be a fun and busy month. Project 48 vlog. Some of you want to see that. Right now it's telling me we got 61% on writing routine, 16 on fall TBR, not as much for family vlogs or fall decorating, which I kind of had a feeling about that because my fall family vlog last year did not get as many views as like my office stuff or the reading vlog, Project 48 vlog. So that's all looking good. So we are going to, so many questions coming up. Okay, one at a time. Let me think so I can get my brain straight. Oh, and I looked up and it's 222 number of people here. So it's going to be great. Okay. Before we get into Spooktacular specifics, I can tell you a little bit more about what's been going on in my family life. And again, just for privacy reasons, I won't go so super deep into exactly the medical details of it all. But I will just say that my husband is home. He's not actually home right now because he's picking up the kids. However, Evie turned 5 on September 2nd. And my husband's dad, who is also named George, called us that night, and we got to talk to him, and we had just an amazing conversation. Everything's normal. And then the next evening, he had a massive stroke, and life will never be the same. And I obviously won't go into the details of his medical situation, but my George flew out to be with his dad and has been there for 2 weeks. And it has been an emotional, very difficult time for all of us because George is an only child. He does have a sister, but it's his sister is his mother's daughter from Cuba, and they fled Cuba when her husband was arrested as a political prisoner in Cuba. And so my George was when he was born, his half sister Janet was already 15. And so his dad has kind of a half daughter kind of thing, but she's not as like, in his life now since his parents have been divorced for 20 plus years. So it really it has been a really hard time for everybody. And you guys know George is a rock in my life. And he manages the household. He keeps the family on routines. He picks the kids up. He keeps the house clean. There's so much stuff that has gone on. And of course, he had to fly out there and handle every single thing for a long, lengthy hospital stay and now a rehab stay. And we don't know that he will ever be able to move into his home again. Probably not. And it's a lot of emotional things. And then on top of the emotional side of it, I have never been even so last 2 years ago when Andrew was in 5th grade, they went and did a thing called Pines Camp, and George went as a chaperone, and so he was gone for 2 nights for that. Other than that, I have never spent a night alone in my home, whether this home or any home, without George. I go away, I go on writing retreats and stuff like that, and he does, handles the kids and does all the things here at the home, but I have never, other than those 2 nights that George and Andrew were gone, ever spent a night alone in my own bed without George, and it was emotionally taxing. And of course, I'm also like running Publish and Thrive, launching HB90, doing all the stuff, trying to finish the book. And I was so close to finishing the book. And we all had to drop everything. And I'm very, very grateful to Renee and Angela and all of our admins in the Heart Breathing's writing community that kind of picked up some slack while I was, focusing on the family. But I also didn't want to share the fact that I was home alone with the kids, right? So I didn't want to compromise my safety since there have been threats made toward me online that I just didn't want people to know that I was home alone. But luckily, I have amazing neighbors and I have amazing community. And, his dad gets a little bit better every day. And if I know several people just said in the chat that you also have had family members that have gone through this, and there's a very big range of what can happen from this point for the next couple of months in terms of there can be massive improvement where he might be able to walk again, and then it may never come back. And in this period of time, like it's just difficult. But to say that I am so happy that George is home today is just like a understatement. We are so happy to have him home, and we just are like loving on him. And to go 2 weeks without him was excruciating and very, very difficult emotionally, but also emotionally difficult for him and me trying to hold space for him and wishing that we could all go out there. But I'm so, so glad that he is home now, and he will be home for a little while, and then we'll be flying back and we'll all be going out multiple times. Probably it's going to be one of those things that since George, like my husband's dad, does not have really any other family. So, he's been living alone for 25 years. So there's a lot of the responsibility falls on our shoulders, and we're more than happy to do everything we can for him. But of course, it just creates like extra responsibility and extra things that we need to do. So it was so hard. And then on top of it, as you all know, Evie got double ear infection. Andrew also got sick. And it's hard enough to handle sick children when you got your partner at home, but to do it alone with everything else that was going on, which also I told George, I was like, it's so hard. I definitely want to be smart about not like some of you might have guessed anyway that I was home alone just because I was having to go get the kids and everything else. But I was like, it's so foreign for me to be going through anything personal and not share it with my community just because I am a open book typically. And I just share my experiences. So it was difficult not to say everything that was going on and to hold it back and try to hold everything together here. But we did it. We are okay. We made it through. And like I was saying last week, I feel like it was such an eye-opening experience too. Just that realization between this happening with George's dad and then my best friend's neighbor who also, suffered a loss. It's like you just start to realize that nothing is guaranteed for the future. And as a woman with PCOS, I am like 5 times more likely to have a stroke or a heart attack than women who don't have PCOS. And it just makes me think, okay, George and I had long conversations in the evenings about how we've got to start putting our health as priority. We have to start thinking about, the future, getting things set up, making sure, because I mean, I had a moment, I was talking to my best friend Kelly on Marco Polo, and I was like, look, if something happens to me, you literally have to fly out here to take care of George and then reach out to my community and say, how do we sell Sarah's stuff? Because this house, George is such a minimalist, and this house is full of my stuff literally everywhere. And he will not know what in the world to do with any of it. So I was like, okay, if something happens to me, y'all got to promise me that you're going to have George's back, that somebody will take care of trying to sell my planners, sell my extra books, continue to promote my stuff, and get rid of everything in this house because he will just be like, what? But we also have like a password share thing that I keep messing up because I keep forgetting my password. And I'm just like, okay, we're going to get all this stuff moving forward. Thank you, Jennifer. Hopefully, I will live to a ripe old age. That is my plan for life. But I just started thinking, like, yeah, Renee, you might have to just fly down and be like, okay, you've got your passport. Just fly down and help make sure everything is good. Um, yeah, the crafting is like the crafting supplies, the number of pins that I own, just the sheer washi tapes. Like, there's not a room in my house that doesn't have a box that looks like this, you know? It's just ridiculous. And George is just gonna be like, what do I do with all of this? It's gonna be wild. And while I was talking, I saw we had a few more new members. Welcome, Born of a Maiden and Juanita's Creative Corner. Thank you so much for joining. But now I can and Lacey, thank you. The cherry picture is from Illy Millie Designs on Etsy, by the way. I I just have to say it sometimes these things put it into perspective. Sadly, the woman who lost her daughter is still in a coma. I don't know what the situation is going to be when she wakes up, but it's so hard to think about, and obviously we don't like to think about it, but it has lit a fire under me to say, okay, I'm letting go of anything that is not serving me right now as best I can. And I'm going to start moving my life in a direction of how can I mean, it's complicated because people say make the most of every moment and you feel like you want to, but like we can't go around our lives making the most of every single moment. We would stress ourselves out, right? Like sometimes we just need to scroll Instagram for a little while or watch a movie or, chill out and do nothing. Like you can't make the most of every moment. But at the same time, I'm feeling more determined than ever to really focus on the things that light me up. Like I was talking about last week, just really focusing on the things that bring me joy, that make me feel fulfilled, that I feel like I'm making a difference in the world rather than places where I know it's bringing me stress or that the light has gone out of it for a little while, and I'm just so ready to embrace all of that. That being said, sadly, no, it was not her only child. She also has a son. So lots of prayers for that family for sure. Um, Grab the book Estate Planning for Writers. I do have that as well. Um, I recommend it inside my course. Filling out the ideal life workbook, and one of my priorities I put down was my health. Yeah, exactly. Yes, LA, BCS lights me up. All the fun stuff that's going on, it allows me to be creative. And I think that is part of the fun of it is just like I am a creator. I need to be creating things. Welcome, Rox and Paris. Thank you so much for joining. Um, yeah, I just we don't know what the future brings, but there are certain things that I know that I am spending my time and priorities on that are no longer a priority for me. And so Q4 is kind of my starting to plan for like how things are going to change. And the eternal issue with this, as I start to plan Q4 and then moving on toward 2025, which I feel like is going to be a game changer year in so many ways. Like I feel it in my soul. Like 2025 is the year of new beginnings and new things that are going to kick off. And I'm excited for it. I have some inklings about it. BCS is the Broken Chapter Society is my new YouTube subscription. If you click the join button, you can read about the different tiers or go to last week's message or coffee chat where we talk about what the tiers are going to be. 2025 needs to understand the assignment because I have plans. Okay, so planning for Q4. One thing that I have been doing. So first, I don't have it with me. First, I worked on a new vision board, which is always for me something that I really, really love to do. which is just get super clear and give myself that it's less about the pictures that I choose and more about giving myself dedicated time to really think about, well, who do I want to be? If I close my eyes and I start to imagine my own life next year as a movie, what do I want it to look like? Who do I want to be in the world? And it's incredibly satisfying to sit here on the edge of 2025 and see how close I am to everything I ever dreamed of 10, 15 years ago. Like George and I will celebrate our 15th wedding anniversary this December, December 19th. And it's like, oh my gosh, from that little tiny townhouse that we lived in and struggling every day to like even get a little bit of a book written, being scared nobody would like anything I had to write, or having all these big dreams, wanting to start a family. It's like we have designed and created this incredible life. And I'm both looking back and feeling really grateful for how far I've come, and also using that as motivation to say anything I want is possible for the future, and I'm going to go after it with my whole heart. And so yay, 2024 is a big year for you. Yeah, for sure. And I mean, 2024 has been a year of a lot of learning for me, a lot of traveling, a lot of understanding about balance and burnout and how I want things to change. And I am ready for this next part. Um, I want to look like Kate Beckinsale. I actually have Kate Beckinsale on my vision board, not my 2020, not my Q4 one, but my 2024 one. She's at like a Comic-Con on a stage, and I'm like, yes, that is the life I would like. So fun. So some of the questions that I've been asking myself as I'm planning for Q4 are, who do I really want to be in the world? Like, meaning, how is it I want to show up on a daily basis? And what is different about that vision for my future versus how I'm living every day? And one of the biggest differences is my energy. Like when I think about the future version of myself, I just want to have more energy, get better sleep. I want to prioritize some exercise. Like I woke up this morning, part of it is because of where I am in my cycle, but I woke up this morning with so much anxiety. I felt like I couldn't breathe. And so often the anxiety piece is first thing in the morning for me. And I hate that because I can't always identify where it's coming from. It's just in my stomach. And it's almost like I'm sitting there thinking, what's going wrong that I don't know about yet? You know what I mean? Almost like I have a premonition about something, but it never leads to anything. It's just something either when I'm sleeping or something about waking up and being nervous, and I just can't stand it. And I really feel like one of the biggest things that I could do to change that anxiety is to start working out in the morning and having some way that I sort of burn off that cortisol slash whatever it is that's causing that anxiety. And I really it's like my intuition keeps telling me you got to get on the treadmill or you have to start walking in the morning. And I really think that's going to be a big piece of it for me. I also think, I'm so sorry some of you have had that too. It's the worst, isn't it? It's like, what's going wrong? What did I do? How can I lemon balm at night? Yes, yeah. I mean, PCOS for sure. Yeah, trigger journal might not be a bad idea, Grace. Thank you for that. Yeah, mornings are when it's the worst. And yeah, anxiety trigger journal. And yeah, cortisol. I know that with PCOS, there's a lot of hormonal things that happen at night that are not like women who don't have PCOS. So part of it is that your melatonin doesn't kick in until later and it lingers. So waking up in the middle of a sleep cycle. So I want to really work on my hormonal regulations. I want to work on my exercise in the morning. I'm going to try the lemon balm. I'm going to write that down because I had not heard that before. So we're going to write that down. And then I ask myself, what is holding me back? And it comes back to this feeling of energy and of still continuing to do things that I'm doing because I think other people need me to do it or want me to do it or expect me to do it. And I just sometimes am going to have to say, okay, we're not doing that anymore, and choosing myself first, and sometimes that feels really hard as a chronic people pleaser. I do think, probably shouldn't even talk about this, but I do think when I do the anxiety trigger stuff, there's a part of it, first of all, that is like, okay, seeing something happen to George's dad, who we thought was perfectly healthy, although, advanced age, starts me thinking about my family that I haven't spoken to in a long time. So then that triggers this thoughts of like, am I just never going to speak to my parents? What's going to happen one day when the chance to ever talk to them again is taken from me because they're gone? Like, there's a lot of those kind of thoughts that have been around. And then for whatever reason, my sister-in-law started commenting on some of my YouTube videos on heart breathings. And I just was like, why? And I think that started to cause the morning anxiety to come back. Plus waking up without George, like that has been hard. So there's just been a number of things, but I do think that, I have a friend that does a lot of magnesium, like glycinate or whatever it is. I think there's different versions of magnesium, and she was recommending that as well. But she also works out a lot. And so I was like, I don't know if that's right if you don't work out. Welcome, Samantha. Um, so yeah, not in communication with your family. And it's like you can, that you did the right thing, but at the same time, you think, is this forever? And someday, I don't know, it just brings up a lot of emotions, a lot of emotions. And I just, it's just been a lot on my mind. So anyway, what's holding me back? People pleasing, not fully embracing my joy because I'm scared of how the result is going to be. So, for example, one of the things that I'm thinking of doing in 2025, or I actually am going to be doing, is changing the way that I launch HB90 and Publish and Thrive. I don't know timelines, so don't ask me any questions about that. But launching those courses 6 times a year is just getting to where it feels like that's all I'm focused on all year. And even though I love those courses, I'm passionate about those courses, it's the launching of it, right? So I am going to take those courses to what we call evergreen. So they will be open all year long. And there's a lot of thoughts, a lot of moving pieces that go into that. And creating how the email sequences are going to go. I'm thinking of moving off of Teachable and going onto my own website. There's just like 1,000 things going on in my head that's probably going to take like a whole year to get all of that done. I'm still going to do kickoff calls and things like that, but I just don't want to have to think about, okay, it's time to launch HB90. Let me create an email that goes along with that kind of stuff. I'm just over it. It's like I want to just really focus on the actual work with my students and the writing that I want to do. And that's where my heart wants to be. Is like, I'm ready to tell these stories again. I'm ready to get back into, like, I have so many dreams every night about just all the stories that I'm not telling. And I just feel this pull back to my soul of like, okay, I took a break. Now this is where I'm going back to. And I'm really, really, really excited for that. And then how can I do it differently is another question as I'm starting to plan Q4. Is like, okay, what's holding me back and who do I really want to be? What's keeping me from doing that? And then how can I change it? So changing how I'm launching the courses is going to be a big deal for me. Publishing more is going to be a big deal for me. And I've had so much fun just talking through with both my business mentor, Amber, and my husband of, okay, what is this going to look like? And the first initial sort of sketches of the Mirror of Shadows is going to be a trilogy, and it will be a storyline that just continues on, just like Shadow Demons, where it's like the end of book 1 is the exact beginning of book 2 kind of thing. But right now I'm plotting it as a trilogy, and the trilogy will actually be taking place in a timeline before the events of probably somewhere around the time of Beyond the Darkness rather than Vengeful Darkness and the final book, because some of the events in this are going to play into the final book as well. And the more I start thinking about it, the more those ideas just start flowing. And the way I want to do A Mirror of Shadows is I'm going to write it. And then each chapter, there's going to be about 40,000 words, 40 to 50,000 words per book. And then each chapter will be read at a time, like we did The Witch's Key. Part of the questions going on in my head is, when am I going to read it? So I'm going to kind of share some of that spectacular plans with you all. And I'm going to kind of ask for some of your feedback on that stuff. So we went over a little bit of this last week, but A Mirror of Shadows will be read here on YouTube for free, just like we did The Witch's Key. So you don't have to be a member of the Broken Chapter Society to get the book readings. People that are part of Broken Chapter Society will just get more stuff like free ebooks, potentially free paperbacks. You'll get some bonus stuff that will go out in the mail. You'll get bonus downloads, and you'll also get be able to listen to it like a podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, et cetera, just like with the Publish and Thrive podcast. So there will be extras, but everybody will get the story as well. And I want to start reading it during Spooktacular, but I can't promise that yet. Jennifer. And the robe, of course, Broken Chapter Society. Now we're going to have to make this happen because we need a velvet purple robe, especially because it plays into, the Shadow Demon saga as well. It's going to be fun. But basically it will be, let's imagine that it's going to be about 150,000 word story told in 3 parts. And each part will have about 12 chapters. So it will take us 12 sessions to read the story. I can't promise it's going to come out like that because when I write it, it might look different than when I imagine it. But that's the intention and the plan. But I can't promise yet that I'm going to be reading it in October because I haven't written it yet. And I can't write it until I finish Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw. And I was so close to the final read through. And then all this happened, and it has been very difficult. I wasn't even sleeping alone in bed because Evie was like, "I'm going to sleep with you." And I'm like, "Okay, this is happening." So I had 0 time alone to myself to write, especially because the kids were home for almost all of last week being sick. So, there's a TikToker who makes cloaks with hoods. I wonder how much they cost. I don't know. We need it. We need custom robes. We're definitely going to have merch. So one of the things I've been working on is a merch shelf here on YouTube that will have some special spooky stuff. And there will be also a merch shelf for my heartbreakings. There's been a lot of stuff in going on behind the scenes here. Okay. Lost train of thought. Let's talk about Spooktacular just a little bit. So usually, like I said, we do 13 days at the very end of the month, but instead of that, we're going to do events throughout the entire month, and it's going to mostly be focused on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday instead of all day, like all week, every day. So, oh no, you still get lifetime access. I'm going to move the courses off Teachable and you'll get a new login for that course, but you'll still be able to access it on Teachable. I just won't be selling to new students on Teachable. So it'll be a process and everybody gets it all for free if you've already purchased it. I would never take that away from you. A simple cloak shouldn't be too expensive to make. I know we need it. We need it. Okay. I will put together for you all a official schedule like we usually do. So you'll get that ahead of time. But we're going to do a live stream that will be sort of a welcome to Spectacular kickoff on Tuesday, October 1st. And I don't know what time it will be. Last year, Spectacular stuff we just did at noon, and then everybody could watch the replays after. So we might do that again, or we might do it at 4. I'm not 100% sure. A new Cherry download. I'm going to go check that out. I will definitely be sharing the full schedule. So don't feel like you have to memorize this. I'm just going to kind of tell it. October 2nd is a new moon. So we are going to have our first live stream just for the top tier. The curator tier will be that afternoon maybe, or it could be evening. but I know if we do it in the evening, there's people in Europe that won't be able to be there live, and we're gonna run across some of those issues here and there either way, that it won't be the perfect timing for everybody live, but that will be our first curator shadows or curator, first, like, big event, live stream. So that will be exclusive to the BCS. Thursday nights, we are going to do Twitch streams. And the first Twitch stream will be a reading and writing sprints Twitch stream. And I will go live probably here on YouTube as well for that one. So if you liked last year's reading sprints, we're doing that on October 3rd. And then the next week, and hopefully every Thursday thereafter, kind of, we're going to be playing Silent Hill 2. So, yes, spooky games. There is also a remake or remaster of Until Dawn that is coming out in early October, and I'm going to buy it. So, if we finish Silent Hill 2, which I really want to play, it doesn't come out until the 8th. So, Silent Hill 2, we're going to play. And then if we finish it, we're going to play Until Dawn, the remastered version. There's supposedly like the totems are in new places. There's new camera angles. It's going to be super fun. So October 3rd, we'll be reading sprints. And then every Thursday thereafter will be Silent Hill or something else on Twitch. Friday, we'll have our typical coffee chats. But the first Friday, October 4th, is going to be our true crime one. And our true crime this year topic is going to be the Amityville Horror House. So if you are not a fan of true crime or horror type stuff, you might want to skip coffee chat on October 4th. But otherwise, that's our topic for this year. I've already started prepping for it. Saturday will be premieres of vlog topics. So you guys were voting. I think I left the chat up so we can end the poll here, but by far, you guys definitely want to see some writing behind the scenes. So what I'll do there is kind of do probably both a writing routine video as well as a video talking about how I'm writing A Mirror of Shadows. So it's going to be super fun. I know. Oh my gosh. I have never been to Halloween Horror Nights, but I really, really would love to do it. And I know that there's a few YouTubers that I follow that do the Halloween Horror Nights, and I'm always like, oh, I really want to go. But I feel like I'm always so busy that I never make it to stuff like that in October. So, oh well. Yeah, so we're gonna do Amityville Horror. It's gonna be amazing. And then I will do Saturday will be vlogs that will get posted, and Sundays are going to be watch parties. And what we're going to watch is A Good Girl's Guide to Murder on Netflix. So Sunday, the 6th, the 13th, and the 20th. There are 6 episodes of this show, and I have not seen it yet. I love the the books, but I have not seen the show. So we're just going to watch 2 episodes every Sunday for 3 weeks. And if you would like to join, if that's a show that you would like to see, it's a teen show. It's not paranormal in any way. It's just a murder mystery. Some of you might have already seen it. Yeah, rewatch for some people. I have not had time to watch it, and I thought, okay, that's what I want to watch. We're going to watch that because it's 6 episodes. They're about 45 minutes a piece. So it'll take us about an hour and a half of watch party time every Sunday for the first 3 weeks of Spooktacular. So rewatch if you want, or come watch for the first time. And then mostly Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday will just be posts inside the Coven like we have been doing, or like extra memes and games and stuff like that in the Discord server. There will be some extra shorts and other stuff that will go up for BCS members. But most of our activities will be starting with Thursday night Twitch, Friday coffee chat, Saturday vlogs, and then yes, then Sunday will be the watch party. Yeah, so it's an interesting kind of thing because the books were originally set in England because Holly Jackson, the author, is an English author. But when they published the English versions, or the US versions, they moved it to Connecticut, but they didn't completely change everything to be Americanized. So it's a little bit like, what? But when you go and you watch the show, it's not happening here. It's happening in England. So I don't know why they chose to do that. I guess just to make it more popular for US authors or readers. I don't know. It's a strange choice, but either way, it's not happening in Connecticut. It's happening in England. So It's a little different than what they did, but I did hear there's a murder wall, which I'm very excited about because, of course, secrets. So, if possible, for the last week of Spooktacular, I will be beginning my readings of A Mirror of Shadows, something that I keep coming up against as I um, start thinking about my schedule for reading it is I keep thinking if we do so we have our Friday coffee chats that happen all the time. So Land. It happens in Connecticut, England. If we start doing readings again, when we were reading The Witch's Key, we were live every day because we were all home for the pandemic as like shutdowns. But if we start reading again, when do we read? Do we read the episodes? If we do 2 a week, it would be Monday, Wednesday readings, and then Friday coffee chat, or we can take coffee chat and have the first half it be a reading. There's a lot of decisions to make, and I could just spend all this time going around and around and around in my head about it. But then I also think, oh, if we start it and then we move into November, we're going to have a Monday and a Wednesday sandwiched by a very polarizing election day that could be quite stressful, or it could be exciting, or it could, who knows what it's going to be. And depending on, whether you're in the US or whatever, it could be a very, as I like to keep all of that kind of stuff just off this channel entirely. It could be a danger zone of November, that first week. And then the week after that, I will be in Las Vegas for uh, yeah, exactly. I will be in Las Vegas for Author Nation. And if you are near Las Vegas, by the way, I will be signing books, including Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw. I think the book signing is on the 15th of November. So if you are, there will be a chance to pre-order books to have me sign there. So if you're in the Vegas area or you're an author going to Author Nation, then let me know. Oh, you're here, Tawana. You should come see me. I will post some information about it and send it out in email about where you can go for it. But anyway, that was on my mind of like, I don't know if I want to be going live, like sandwiching the election, just because I feel like even if I say no conversation about it, it's still going to potentially come up. And, I would like for it to be election free. Election free zone, because it can be super stressful. And then I'll be gone the next week, and I don't know for sure if I want to try to go live from my hotel room or if it's going to be too hard to do it. My speeches are on Tuesday and Thursday, so I technically could do it. I don't know. Lots of decisions to make, but I will keep you all updated. And what we'll do is for Spooktacular, I will post a full calendar, and I'll probably add it all to the Google Calendar as well, so you can follow it to be able to get notifications and so forth like that. Yeah, and we could just have admins deleting comments, but it could get out of hand. And I think part of what happens is, I don't know. We don't need to go into it, but it's just people start to assume everybody has the same viewpoint as them, and then it still gets upsetting for some people. And then even if someone has the same viewpoint, it still can be stressful when you just want to be here to hang out. So I don't know. It's complicated. So we will see. We will see how those readings decide to go. Then if I am going to read the story on Mondays and Wednesdays, do we want to keep it at 4 p.m.? Do we want to move it later? Do we want to go at noon? I don't know. So there's going to be polls, and I will be posting some polls. Be on the lookout for that. And I know that no matter what I choose, somebody's going to be upset about it. So just try to keep an open mind, and we'll do readings. I almost don't want to just do weekly readings once a week, because I want to read one chapter. And I feel like we're going to want at least 2 to 3 a week. We'll see. I'm going to continue to work on it, and we will run some polls. We'll be hanging out. It'll be great. But the plan right now is also to be having a Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw release day on October 11th. So you can pencil it in. It is not set in stone, but right now that is the planned release day. And if I can get it all managed to go up on time, you'll get to pre-order it by this time next week. Sadly, we might not have a coffee chat next week because it is fair day and the kids get the day off school to go to the fair. So we might just say no coffee chat next week, but instead on October 1st, we will have the kickoff for the Spooktacular. It is a ghosty on my hat. Isn't that so cute? He's so cute. I love him. And I've got, a crafting death here over here. Are we getting a dog? No, we're not getting a dog, though I did put a dog on my vision board because I really want a dog. We did get more chickens though. We got 6 more chickens to join our family, so that's all good. Um, but yeah, that is the plan, October 11th. So we're all just going to send that out into the universe and hopefully it will be a 2-week pre-order. Thank you also to everybody who voted on the cover art for Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw. I will likely not pick the one that is everybody's favorite, which is I know some of you haven't seen them yet, but I'll share later. I feel like I posted a screenshot of just some of the random ones, and everybody kind of thought those were the choices, and everybody got attached to one particular one. And I was like, wait, no, 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 don't tell me which one you like. I was just telling you, here's some examples. And I think like people got attached to one, and I do not like the one with the stairs. I mean, I like it, but I don't feel like it's exactly right. But everybody loved it. It was by far the one that was most voted for. So just don't get mad at me if that's not the one I pick. Yes, exactly, Gwen. That's the thing, is having a dog is almost like having a baby. I have a friend, my friend Kelly, that I talk about. She got a dog and she is just regretting her life's choices because it's having all kinds of problems with bathroom issues and everything else, and it's up all night, and she's like, "It's like having a brand new baby." So yeah, it's pretty funny. But oh, you couldn't make the link work? Oh my gosh, Inka, that's terrible. Um, I don't know. I don't think most people had a problem. We had hundreds of votes on there, but yeah, your book, your cover choice, I know, but I still have enjoyed the feedback. It has definitely sent me in the right direction. I think the problem with the stairs one is that the word disappearance is like this small and then Vanessa is this big. It just doesn't quite work for me, but it is a good cover. So maybe I'll buy more than one and then we'll use it in various ways. But either way, I am excited and I appreciate the feedback on it either way. But hopefully we're going to finish this book. It's coming. It's happening. I feel like I've been saying that for a year, but I've got like only a handful of little these are all my done chapters, and I feel like it came out exactly the way that I want it to come out. I will need some new ARC readers. So ARC readers are advanced people who get advanced reader copies in order to leave a review for, like you get a free copy in exchange for a review. And I'm going to be reaching out. If anybody here was previously a member of my ARC team, we had about 100 people on the team. You're still going to stay on the team. But so many of those people over the years, I think, have moved on with their lives or may not be interested in something that is not a Shadow Demons release. Yay! Welcome, welcome. Another new member. Is it Sharni? Sharna? Sharn? I don't know. Sharna, let me know. Welcome. Volunteers tribute. Yeah. I'm definitely going to be putting out an application, and it's probably going to be pretty exclusive to this group. You don't have to be a member of Broken Chapter. It's not anything you have to pay to get access to, but I'm probably going to be picking maybe 50 people that would like to leave a review, and you'll only have 2 weeks, I guess, to read it. So, yeah, I just am I'm feeling very excited for the future, and I'm being very, very hopeful for all the things that are coming up. I'm feeling very creative. I also, I went today. I was like, George, do you want to go for a ride with me? He's like, always. Where are we going? I'm like, Office Depot. And I bought 3 of these little square tiles to have yet another visual of my calendar that is more detailed and color coded according to all the things that are coming up. Because in the next quarter of my life, we have the release for Disappearance of Vanessa Shaw. We have all month long celebration for Spooktacular. We have the Preptober calendar, and somebody asked about this. So there will be a video going up on YouTube tomorrow on my Heart Breathings channel that will be about the new event and saying goodbye to NaNoWriMo. So the new event for November for my channel will be called the Rough Draft Challenge. And the Rough Draft Challenge will be accompanied with the Rough Draft Diaries. Instead of the NaNoWriMo Diaries, it will be the Rough Draft Diaries. And is there even a room with wall space? Listen, slowly but surely, I've just am every surface of this house will be a calendar that has some stuff for me, because I'm also doing some new stuff that I'll share on my calendar. Is this the whiteboard for the bathroom? Perhaps. I have a couple of places that I might put it, but it's probably going in this room, but we shall see. I know George was like, "Why don't we just put another wall and we'll just have a split room?" I'm like, okay. So Nano, if you want to hear the whole details, you will be able to watch my video tomorrow, but NaNoWriMo is happening. It's just a lot of us are not going to participate anymore. There was some inappropriate things going on in the forums last year that was really causing a lot of drama. And now this year they were posting some pro AI statements that really upset a lot of people. And you'll hear me in that video tomorrow basically just saying that when the drama or when the purpose of the event starts to get overshadowed by all of the polarization and the drama and the, other things going on, it's just like, is this really the same event that it always was? But some people will still do it, and a lot of people will still enjoy it, and there's no judgment from me. There was a lot of mistreatment about MLs. There was a lot of communication that failed to happen, and you know me, I don't like to dwell on the things that went wrong. I just want to dwell on what are we doing moving forward. So there will be an official Heart Breathings event, and instead of having to write 50,000 words, you will have a choice. So 10,000 words, 25,000, 50, or 100, and you'll get to choose which tier you want to aim for. And no matter which tier, like even if you're aiming for 50 and you make it to 10, you still get a badge from me. There's going to be some freebies and treats. So I'm putting that whole thing together. So I've got that. Then we've got a new Heart Breathings website and moving a bunch of stuff to my own website. We've got a Mirror of Shadows and all of that story that's going, going up. We've got Spooktacular. We have all the new stuff for Broken Chapter Society. So there's a whole website being built out for that. There's artwork, there's orders coming in. I have all of these books to package and ship out to those of you that have waited. And I'm re-recording the entirety of HB90. So there is a lot of stuff coming up for the months following this. And so that's what I was talking about. It's like, I have been, as I think about it, I'm like, okay, I don't really have time for things that I'm just not into anymore. We're going to just focus on the fun, the joy, the community, the things that we love about being here together. We're going to have so much fun. And I'm going to take the pressure off myself. It's 30 days of vlogs for Rough Draft Diaries. If there's a day when I just don't have a lot of energy, there just won't be a new video and I'll go live instead. And there's just going to be a little bit more chill from me. And the same might be true of Spooktacular. I'm going to create a schedule for us all. And if it turns out that one Thursday night, I'm just like, you know what, I'm feeling burned out, then I'll just go live and we'll do reading sprints instead of a game or whatever. And we're just going to take some of the pressure off and just say, how can we make this as fun as possible, right? And I'm glad you guys are along for the ride because it's going to be really great. And then we'll have the robes. We got robes to do. Only use the Nano site for the badges. There's a lot of people that don't use the badges at all or the website at all. So you'll have a chance. George is designing a website for us, y'all. It's going to be super, super simple this first year, but you will have a website that you can go and put your word count in. So what was the deadline to join to be a founder? October 31st. So you'll have all next month to join. And every tier, no matter which tier you're joining at, will still get mail from me. So I've been working on those designs. So there will be a loyalty card style thing that you're going to get in the mail, along with, depending on which tier you're in, some extra bonuses. There's going to be a lot of things that will surprise and delight you, I hope. Coffee mugs, yes, there's gonna be all kinds of stuff. We've got Spooktacular stickers. I already ordered some Broken Chapter Society stickers. We have postcards coming. It's just gonna be great. And I cannot wait to just like stuff all those envelopes and send you all some fun stuff. So it's a lot coming up this quarter. And I'm going to just focus on the fun and the joy, and I'm also gonna keep you all updated if it feels like too much, because if I have been known in the past to promise things that I can't follow through on, and I think that sometimes what ends up causing me the most stress is that I feel bad if I have to back off because it's like, "Oh, I promised this." But I think really that I love you all. You all love me or you wouldn't be here. Maybe I know there's some people that hate watch, but whatever. Thanks for boosting my algorithm. But I will just assume if you're here and you're joining our spectacular events that you're here because you want to be. And I know that that also means that you love me and you want to see me being healthy, just like I feel the same about you. So if I do all this stuff and then I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you guys, I didn't get to the readings of A Mirror of Shadows just yet. We're just gonna do a regular coffee chat." It's gonna be fine. And I think it's time that I took the pressure off my shoulders to like promise everything, get it all planned, execute it all perfectly. Let's just go with the flow. And maybe with that stress off my shoulders, it's just gonna be a lot easier to deliver it, right? So we got this. We got this. Um, a verbal vision board, you're working towards it. Yeah, exactly. It's listen, it is true. It is true. Hey, there's people who hate watch and then go on forums and discuss it. And that's another thing I'm like, you know what? Cool. Like if this is your bonding is a hatred of me, then it's cool. Um, I appreciate you coming and boosting my numbers. This means a lot to me. We also will have some challenges going on this year again. So we did cupcakes, we did some other type things like cookies and things like that. We're going to be doing some stuff like that this year as well. So be on the lookout for some fun challenges. We also will be having giveaways this year. And I think because it won't be daily giveaways, we're going to do mostly like Friday coffee chat giveaways. So there will be coffee chat giveaways on the live stream where you'll comment something and get entered into a poll. Yay, welcome. Um, and then we also will have giveaways on the blog every Saturday that you'll have a week to join. And then we'll have the grand prize giveaway. So there will be just as many, if not more, giveaways this year. And so if there's anything that you loved in the past that you're like, oh, we definitely want to do that, then let me know. I definitely think the full set of signed paperbacks is always a popular grand prize. So we probably will keep that. And I think it was very popular to give away a Thriving Author Bundle or a Publish and Thrive that we did last year. So I will continue to do that. So if there's anything else that you're like, oh, I would love to see this. So we obviously we want the purple plush robes. I guess we'll see if we can create that for ourselves. And we're going to potentially we'll have merch, and I'm going to see if I can set up a discount for everybody who's in the Broken Chapter Society to be able to buy some of that stuff separately at a discount. But then we'll also do some giveaways of some of the merch, which is going to be fun. It's kind of generic witchy stuff. And then a few things that are, yeah, it's got to be purple and plush, and it needs to be, I feel like it needs to have some gold woven through it somewhere. Somewhere. Oh my goodness. So happy to have a full set. Yeah, I think that that's probably one of the best. Oh my gosh, Amy, I just I can't see you without feeling guilty because I know I owe you a paperback, but it's coming. It's coming. Yeah, the charms. I don't actually work with Tanya anymore, so that's probably not going to be one that I would offer, but I do have some other people that have gotten some tarot readings with. So a tarot reading might be a good one. The charms, yeah, the charms are really good too. I I have so many fun ideas. Crystals, I feel like are always a good one. Like a tarot deck. Oh, another option. I just got in some new stuff to set up my reading cart, like my TBR cart. So I might do a video on that or share that with you. Oh my gosh, there's $50 plush purple robes on Amazon that we can get monogrammed. We need like are they like bathrobes? I love it. I need to go look. A BCS keychain. There's gonna be some, Broken Chapter Society enamel pens. So lots of full stuff, lots of fun stuff. Okay. Signed Fairhope books. Yeah, so last year we did giveaways of each series, and then in addition, the big grand prize was a full set of books. So we'll probably do that again. Um, I think just to wrap things up, one of the big things as I'm planning the rest of the year and I'm coming forward with this new outlook on life of like, okay, I really want to make sure that I'm putting my energy towards the things that lift me up and letting go of focus on things that break my heart or things that just aren't worth my time, drama that isn't worth my time. Like, let's just do like everything. I know we can't always be happy at every given moment. That's not realistic. But, on this list of things that I was saying that I share with myself as I start doing my vision board and my Q4 plan, who do I want to be? What's holding me back from being that? How can I do it differently? How can I change what's holding me back? And then the other question that I wrote down is what's currently satisfying to me and what's frustrating to me? Because I can often find the clues of the things that are frustrating me, like certain kind of content that I'm expected to make, or trying to find support with video edits or this other thing, or trying to create artwork when I don't know what I'm doing. Like, where am I feeling frustrated? And making a list of those things, because the frustration is often a clue about either things that aren't aligned for me anymore, things that it just aren't right for me anymore, or places where I really need to get more support because it's just not what I'm good at. And then the other question is what's satisfying for me right now, and not just right now, but like what used to be satisfying that now feels frustrating, right? And how can I get back to that place where I feel, ooh, we do need washi tape. That's a good one. Uh, how can I get back to that place where I do feel satisfied again and just can fall into bed smiling and thinking, "Oh, I love that." And I know it is kind of a funny thing that I'm like literally wallpapering my house with calendars and boards and other things like that. But it's useful, it's fun for me. I have all these index cards that have like all my projects for Q4 on, and I'm trying to make sure that everything that goes on that list is something that makes me feel satisfied and makes me feel supported, makes me feel like I'm making a difference or that I am fulfilled by it in some way. And oh, there's always room for more. I want to buy washi tape and send it to you all. This will be giveaway washi tape. Yeah, some of us just need all the tools, right? And I just love it. And in a way, can we have Spooktacular every month? I feel like you might have noticed if you're in the coven on Facebook that there already have been more posts that I've been creating and getting up just because I was like, I want to get back to a place where we're talking to each other more and we're sharing. And that's only going to get better and better as we start publishing again and new stories and all of that stuff. And I'm just going to follow the passion and follow what is making me feel good. And, there's no, like I said, guarantee that life is going to be happy, that we're going to wake up tomorrow. There's no guarantee that things are going to turn out exactly like we planned, but there is an opportunity to say, here's what I want, here's what I love, here's how I want to show up in the world, and then to take control of the things we can control, like the pieces of our health that we can control, the pieces of our sleep, the pieces of where we spend our free time, how we decorate our rooms, how we treat other people. Like, here's the things I can control, and I'm going to make the most of those things. And I'm feeling almost like a rebirth when it comes to this. So I hope it's inspirational for some of you that have been in a similar place. But either way, I hope it's exciting for you to think about all the things that are coming up over the next month and everything we just talked about. There'll be even more for the Broken Chapter Society, and it's going to be awesome. Oh, Julie, thank you. Send it. Yeah, just send it to me, Sarah at Heart Breathings or on Instagram or something. I would love to see whatever you have. Maybe a spooky day every month. Um, maybe more vlogs over on this channel with some extra stuff. There'll be more live streams with the readings of the different A Mirror of Shadows and those 3 trilogy of books. It's gonna be great. So, um, all I can say is you guys really blew my mind this week with so many people joining. I was in tears and just thought it was so much more support than I expected, and it just means a lot at whatever tier you were able to join, or if you're thinking of joining us throughout the month, or if you're just here sharing your time with us. I really appreciate you all, like, truly, truly appreciate you. And now I'm gonna go hang out and just, like, hug my husband and not let him go for the next couple of days. All right. I love you all, and I will see you next week. We won't be live on Friday, but we will be live October 1st for the kickoff of the Spooktacular, and I will be posting a schedule for you all soon. All right. All my love to you. I'll see you next time.